Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday evening. How's everyone doing tonight? In a shocking turn of events, Bitcoin has plummeted 1.8%. Is this the end of the bull market as we know it? Or is it all just one gigantic bear trap? Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're new. And make sure you join us every single day for the rest of time. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, Bitcoin just started dumping out of nowhere, and I'm not entirely sure why. I'm a little bit lost here. I'm a little bit lost. Where am I? Hey, I'm back. We're back. I couldn't leave you guys hanging. Bitcoin's getting a little dumpy, a little slumpy dumpy. So I had to hop back on. This is going to be a very unplanned. I usually do a lot of prep work before the stream, and I've done none of that. I just jumped straight on. So I'm going to go to X and figure out what the heck's going on. Let's refresh our liquidation heat map, I suppose, because we definitely hit that big boy level right there. Was it liquidation maybe? Maybe it was just cascading liquidation. That's possible. We're definitely in bear trap territory. But ooh, yeah, see, that's a little too spicy for me. That quick move on a Thursday, on a random Thursday? What is going on? Something's going on. We got this level right here. That's the last. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't like it. That's a big volume candle. It's freaking me out. Maybe I'm being a weenie. I wasn't looking for Bitcoin to make a big pullback. Looking for Bitcoin dominance to make a pullback, not Bitcoin though. So we're gonna reassess. We're all gonna cope together. We're all gonna hold hands and cope together. And it's not gonna be gay. It's totally straight, very normal. Let's see. We got 115,637. Okay. Ooh. I don't know, guys. I don't know. We got, what's that big guy right there? 195, 115, 081. See, I wouldn't mind retesting 115 as a psychological support level. I like where the RSI is going. But the price, I don't know, it just seems to have spiked down and kind of stopped. 117, 214. And I'll go all the way up here to this big one. 118, 512. This is that volatility, man. This is that bull market volatility. Just out of nowhere on a Thursday, you can get a straight dump. 2% to the downside. A 2% candle on Bitcoin at $120,000 is pretty significant. That's a lot of money changing hands right there. Not that we haven't had that. We had that right here. This is 2.25, 1.3, 1%. This one's 1.1. So it's happened recently, but we've been pretty steady. We've been pretty dang steady for like 10 days. So this has got to be some kind of move happening right now. I can't see it sustaining that momentum to the downside. That seems crazy to me. I don't know. I don't know. And alts are holding up surprisingly well, which is even more concerning. Why? I don't know. Normally this doesn't happen. Normally alts don't hold up. Right now, alts should be down like 30%. And I wish I was joking. The fact that they're only down like 1 to 2%, it's very weird. This is definitely alt season vibe. Bitcoin dominance does not say so. But everything just kind of went down 2% equally, which never happens. Bitcoin is superior. This is not a democracy. This is very much the other thing, a dictatorship. And Bitcoin is like Papa Dictator. And right now, that's not what's happening. It's very strange. Drummer said the sky is falling. I saw where is it? Hold on. I got this really funny meme that I saw earlier, and I was like, dang, this one's genius. Right here. Freak the F out and panic sell everything right now. It's effing over, Warren Buffett. Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good. Such a good meme. Always good to have a nice meme in the middle of a 2% red candle on Bitcoin that came out of nowhere on a Thursday. The Thursday dump. Tyler said launchpad. Tyler, what are you on lunch? Are you done with your 17-hour shift yet? No wonder you have so much damn money. Tyler never stops working. It's ridiculous. He's like, ooh, look at me. I have a job that pays well. I thoroughly enjoy the idea of making fun of people for like being like normal, like well put together people. Just because of how stupid it is. Like not actually making fun of them, but just the joke of it. Because like, what are you making fun of? And what's crazy is like people actually did that in like high school and stuff. They would make fun of you for being like well put together, like having hobbies. They're like, oh, what do you to play Dungeons and Dragons? Ooh, I'm having fun with my friends. What a loser. That's us right now, but with crypto. This is very much our loser thing. Jim said CME gaps at 114 and 91K leverage has control of the market still. Does it really? Let's actually take a look. Open interest. Bitcoin open interest. Coinalyze. Aggregated. Oh, ooh, this is an indicator? What? That's actually sick. $41 billion. Dang. Okay. So I'm curious. I'm wondering if this has anything to do with, and I'm trying to scourge X for all of this. I'm wondering if, oh shoot, I just closed something I wasn't supposed to close. I'm wondering if there's something going on with Taiwan or something, some crap. Thailand, maybe. I don't remember. One of the Asian countries. And Cambodia. They're like bombing each other. Is that messed up that I don't know? Let's see. I don't see anything about it anywhere. There's no maybe my my X feed is, it's very possible that my X feed is just so trash that it's never going to show me anything even remotely like pertinent to what's going on in today's society. All right. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. Bitcoin's just chilling right here at down 1.95%. United Healthcare is dumping because they manipulated or they engaged in like fraud or something, which I think is hilarious. I don't know why anyone's ever surprised that healthcare companies are engaging in fraud. Let's see. I'm just going to search Bitcoin. Let's see what comes up when I search Bitcoin. Rand Paul. Nope. Nothing's really relevant. Bitcoin dump from bar chart. That's actually funny that they just That's how I feel when I posted my thumbnail. My video went live. Jim Derringer said, "Oh man, France." John Ozar said, "Israel pulled out of peace talks." Did they? Yeah. 7 hours ago, Israel, U.S. pull out of Gaza ceasefire talks as Macron says France will recognize. Israel and U.S. leave Gaza ceasefire talks in Qatar. U.S. cutting short Gaza ceasefire talks. France will recognize what? A Palestinian state? I don't understand. Israel and the U.S. pull back from ceasefire talks with Hamas. That sounds like everybody fumbled a bag. U.S. condemns action. That was like 7 hours ago, though. Who cares? Why is it affecting the market now? Gosh, am I that detached from like the planet Earth? Bitcoin approaches overheated zone as retail still sits out. That actually cracks me up too. Retail's just gone. This went from buy to neutral as soon as the price dumped. Aren't you supposed to buy the red candles? Why is TradingView advising people sell red and buy green? They need to remove this. This is bad. This is like the best counter trade in the world. The only time it's right is when it's neutral and you sit out. So are we just going to grind for the next 3 months? Because that sounds so horrible. Bitcoin dominance is dumping though. 61.69. Yeah, that's a big red candle, man. Big red candle. All right, I'm going to ask Grok. Why did Bitcoin dump just now? Grok's going to be like, calm down. It's down 2%. Don't be a baby. Jim said, not just TradingView. TradFi does the same thing. Dude, it cracks me up. The ones on Robinhood are hilarious too. There's somewhere they're like, people advise 100% sell. And the price is like 0. I'm like, why would you sell that right now? Shouldn't you be buying? When do you buy? When it's green? Blows my mind, dude. Market sentiment, even among like big players, is horrible at all times. It's you never ever go with the flow. I don't have a real-time data on Bitcoin price movement, so I can't pinpoint the exact cause of the recent dump. However, based on recent trends and patterns, profit-taking, whale activity, market sentiment, leverage, macroeconomic factors, broader market volatility like fears of global trade war from Trump tariff announcement. This is such old news. Federal Reserve rate cuts push investors towards safer assets. Technical factors. 120K, failure to break through, weekly RSI, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's junk. It means trouble between Europe and US. I thought we were just about to make a trade deal. Dang it. Let's ask. I gotta ask Grok one more time. Hold on, I gotta ask him something else. Why don't other countries just do what Trump says? Is this pretentious? It's a joke, obviously. I don't actually think that needs to happen. They have their own national... Grok is like, what a stupid question. They have their own national interests, sovereignty, and political dynamics. Leaders prioritize their citizens, economies, and strategic goals. which often conflict with U.S. demands, especially under Trump's America First approach. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. I'm sorry, that one gave me a good laugh. I'm tired, guys. Give me a break. 116.24 and 5 cents. We should, like I said, we should have immense support at 115, around 115. This little zone right here should be pretty strong. Watch it just shoot straight through it right now live. That would be freaking hilarious. It's gonna do it. Watch it happen. It's literally gonna happen in front of us. What are we doing, guys? Definitely seems like we're about to go down. Uh-oh. Grok, are you serious? Right? Dang, here we go, guys. Here we go. Well, it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Quite the bull run, guys. We had quite the bull run. It was tremendous. What a crazy bull run. Wow. 115, 624, and 1 penny. Bitcoin dominance. Indecisive. Okay, we're getting a bounce reaction off of 115, 637. Giovanni said DCA day should be nice for you. Yeah. I mean, it's been... We're still, in my opinion, tremendously low. Everything's... There's a handful of alts that have like hit all-time highs recently, but I'm not DCAing into those. You know what I mean? I'm DCAing into the ones that are still, they're maybe like 2-3x from their bear market lows, which is still like 80% down from their all-time highs. And if retail ever returns to this space, I expect everything to do quite well. But if this crap keeps happening, I don't know what anybody wants. Not that I wasn't expecting a pullback, but it depends on how long these pullbacks last and how consistent they are. The extending cycle diminishing returns thing is that if that's just going to turn into a slog fest where everything's like 10, 20, 30% every year, that sounds like something I don't want to play with. You know what I mean? Like, what's the point? I'm just going to open a savings account at that point. Make more money that way. Less stress. Live a little bit longer. 115, 594, and 20 cents. Getting a little spicy here, guys. A little spicy. I thought that Bitcoin was supposed to be a hedge against this stuff. That also kind of cracks me up. Because everyone's all cocky and confident until like shit starts to hit the fan. And then they're like, oh, I better go sell my Bitcoin. It's like the first thing they do. I see still nothing. Nothing on X. Yeah, we're getting dumpy. Dimpy. Ambassador to Israel. France should carve out a piece of French Riviera and create a Palestine state there. Many parts of France already look like Gaza. I don't know what that means. Israel is now massively bombing South Lebanon. No military targets, no justification, just pure terror. That was 10 hours ago. So basically, I think bottom line, everybody sucks and they're ruining our fun. Jim said, hey man, 4.5% on HYSA. They get weird if you try to move the money though. Tishu said, yo, I called the pullback. When? Jim said, I've been waiting for the gap to fill for days now. Everyone on TradingView said I was high on TradingView. Does TradingView have like their own social media? That's kind of cute. Tishu said, is it time to buy the dip? That is the question. Oh, I think it's too early. It's too early to tell. I think it's time to short, maybe. Yeah, it's time to short. Ooh. Not financial advice. But oh man, it's weird. It's weird how inconsistent this dump is with everything. It's like alts have like a delay. Like Bitcoin's dumping so fast that either people with alts or just whatever it is, who's holding alts right now? Institutions, other institutions. Everyone's like, oh, are we supposed to sell our bags too? Like, no one knows what we're supposed to do right now. We're all equally confused. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Late night stream. Appreciate you guys for being here. Jim said, we have open CME gaps at 114 and 91. Going below 100K is going to shred the alts. It's not doing anything yet, though. I guess Sol is starting. Yeah, ETH and Sol. I don't know if we're going to go. I don't know if we're going to go below 100K. I'm not going to say we're not going to, but that seems crazy. I also know that there's like CME gaps that are like 20 years old. That are not 20 years old, but there's some old CME gaps that have never filled. So that's not necessarily a foolproof. Obviously, it's got like 99% success rate, but still, I think we might go down to 112, which wouldn't be too bad. It looks ugly because we've been so flat. But what would 112 put us at? Another 2-3%. Who cares? You know, we gotta repeat what we did just now one more time. Big deal. Tisha said earlier today, I told you I got the Gemini email. ETH continues rally. Pullback incoming. Oh, that must have been one of the ones that I skipped. Jim said we actually filled all the gaps on the daily. Are you sure? I'm gonna ask Grok. Such a jackass. Has Bitcoin filled every CME gap? Question mark. Yeah, she's spicing up. It's just weird. Not every alt is dumping. It's freaking me out. Some of them are holding up a really... Look at Fartcoin's only down 1%. You crazy? No. Look at this. What say you, Jim? Tishu said you always skip me. I feel like everyone feels victimized. I hit the thing. I'm so sorry. Wait, Tishu. I did get the shock mount for the mic. Just for you. Okay. Should have sold more Bitcoin at 120. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out because alts aren't dumping right now, and it's weird. This is a weird move. Like alt should be down minimum twice as much as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's down 2.5%. Alt should be down 5 to 6%. They're down 2.5%. And it's freaking weird. Jim said, oh, what's this? Wait a minute, hold on. Jim said, the only open gap on the daily from before 2025 is at 20K. I thought you said that they all filled. That's weird. That's almost like not all of them filled. Strange. Tisha said, yay. Yeah, it wasn't so bad this time. What was it? I'm already lost. My goldfish memory is interfering with the chat now. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. Ooh, we hit 1,080 subscribers. You guys are legends. Appreciate you guys. Jim said, you want to go fill 20K? No, but I don't want to go fill 90K either. Get out of here, Jim. I'm going to start deleting your messages. I'm like, oh, isn't that weird? It's not like they didn't all fill. And Jim's like, you want to go? Let's go to 20K. Let's go to 20K. Oh, that's so great. I'm too tired for this shit, man. Leave me alone. Jammer goes, I'm down for I mean, if it was quick, make it quick, man. While I'm sleeping or something, you know what I mean? This is such a weird move, though. It's so weird. I genuinely don't think that this has anything to do with Israel or France or Palestine or any crap like that. None of that makes any sense. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. This is a weird dump. I don't trust it. I don't trust it one bit. She said the shock mount absolved some of the shock from you slamming on the desk. Oh, I have been slamming a lot. I'm so sorry. Jim said the last open gap before the major 2021 rally was at 15K. Makes you wonder. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. Crypto Rover posted 675 million liquidated from the cryptocurrency market in the past 24 hours. Ooh. Alert. United Airlines grounds entire U.S. fleet, sparking fears of travel chaos from coast to coast? What? Is this real? Fire alarm at the flight ops went off. It was a 30-minute shutdown. All is well now. Okay. We're good. False alarm. You guys are getting the news at the same pace as me. We're figuring it all out together. Excuse me while I simmer down a little bit. We need to take a breather. Maybe we need to take a little piece of edible or something. Chaos coast to coast sounds like an 80s talk show. It's like what's the one oh shoot. Coast to Coast AM or something like that. Is that what it's called? Yeah. What is it called? What do they do? I forget what they do. They do like creepy fun stuff. American late night talk radio show, variety of topics, most frequently related to the paranormal. Yeah, yep. Curve could be the next to pump. Look at the chart. Holding so well. Everything's holding well. It's freaking me out. Total 3's holding well. Yeah. What, are you kidding me? What is going on? What is going on? This is not biased. This is straight charts. Freaking me out, man. Look at Total 3. Total 3 is down 1.83%, while Bitcoin's down 2.49. Weird stuff. This is a weird dump. And maybe it's just deceptive because we've been in this range for so long. So the fact that maybe that's what it is as well. Just dancing around in this range, so alts don't really care. But the second we like definitively break out of it, then it's gonna get spicy. I don't know. I really don't know. All right, I am scrolling on X to try to find news, but I can't do it here because sometimes there's videos of people dying. I don't know why. Well, I guess there hasn't been one in a long time. I guess I'm gonna risk it. This video is funny if you guys haven't seen that one yet. Oh, Terrace holding up my SNEK. Federal Reserve private organization. Galaxy Digital. Every day he waits for his friend to play. Break boundaries. I don't like this guy. This guy bugs me. It's gonna be a lot of Cardano stuff. Maybe that's my problem. Here we go. Number of consecutive days above 20-day moving average. NASDAQ posted its 63rd day above 20-day moving average, the longest streak since the dot-com bubble. Dang. Beautiful. That's only 1.25 million. James Wynn is freaking out. I thought he deleted his account, but I don't think he knows what he's doing anymore. Bitcoin 115, 374.45. Yeah, that's a lot of volume, man. That has to have been like some weird cascading liquidation or something. Something weird occurred. Jim said, got a lot of green to smash through. Tishu said, pump token has no bottom. Jim said, retail has faded crypto so hard. Good on them, though. No, not really. I just think, I don't know if they even faded crypto. I think they legit have no money. which is weird because normally I'm just as broke as retail and I don't have any money problems right now, and it's freaking me out. I don't know. It's a strange position to be in, and I'm like mildly concerned that it's just coming for me. You know what I mean? That makes sense? I don't know. There's always that weird anxiety in the back of your head. Drummer said, "Did Win take along?" Right. Jim said, "JJ, they're in stocks." Who is? Retail? Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. I forgot about that. I'm in stocks too. I just bought some stocks. I'm buying the top. I'm buying the retail top. Oh no, am I the stock market retail guy? I think I might be. No, I've been doing okay. I don't even know how much I have in profits and stuff because I have shares for other people in here too. Just the dumbest thing I've ever done. Yeah, I'm not sure. I bought this. I bought the Krispy Kreme stock the other day, which has gone down since, which is really funny. Let's see. Hold on. Where does this show? Total return. I'm down. I'm down. I'm down 23%. I'm down 23% on the freaking Krispy Kreme stock. Dang. Okay, that one's just flat. Okay, it seems like we're getting a little potential rebound here. Jim said retail made history on April 8th when they made a new all-time high on retail volume. I saw that too. Yes, that's what I remembered. Been consolidating. GLDM is always safe. Gold only just started to reach outperformance. I would rather just buy the physical gold because I like to hold it and touch it and stuff. Copper just reached a high, and I have 1 pound of copper right here. Look at this. This is gonna single-handedly buy my house for me. 2012 1 troy pound of fine copper. I'm gonna have to delete this stream now so that you guys don't break into my home and take it. It's pretty cool though. What's funny is if you are a crackhead, you can just steal this from people's houses, but in like the form of wire and old copper piping and stuff like that. Jim said for a portfolio, it's a nice stability hedge. I don't know. If you want a stability hedge for a portfolio, just keep cash. I feel like stability in a portfolio is a weird thing, but I guess if you're earning yield or whatever, I don't know. Who cares? It has potential to go up. It's like Bitcoin. Tishu said curve Bitcoin looking good for some possible gains. I don't know if I like weighing against Bitcoin. I don't know how I feel about it. Because Bitcoin's always going to do its thing. I clicked on the wrong thing. Bitcoin's always going to do its thing. It's probably almost always going to outperform. Who cares? And then there's going to be points where it doesn't. The trick is to buy a curve like here, or here, or here, or here. You know what I mean? Ben Cowan's like, Bitcoin outperformed like 99% of the time. The other 1% is what you want to buy at, dumbass. And then he's like, alts are underperforming and alts are bad and don't buy alts and blah, blah, blah. Isn't that when you're supposed to buy? I don't know, man. I can't. There's something about the guy that just irks me. Now my hands smell like pennies. God, no wonder why people don't like copper. 115, 546, and 4 pennies. Let's see, total 3. Yeah, total 3 still gives 0 Fs. Sol got shafted a little bit. It did touch the purple trend line, though. That's kind of what we're looking for. I don't mind this. The ultimate question is, are we going to recover? And if so, how long is it going to take? Because usually the pump is a lot faster than the dumps. GLDM is up 83% since COVID. 30 on the year. Hasn't really dipped ever. That's actually crazy. Crazy. This stock of mine is down 8%. Okay. I had to mute you guys so I could die for a second. Tisha said, no, the Bitcoin pairs are important if you don't want to get wrecked. You just hold long term and then sell when you're green. Why do I have to pay attention to Bitcoin at all? Definitely listen to everything that I say, because I've only ever won money with my Solana meme coin picks. None of them have gone to practically zero, and that's a fact. Hey, this one's profit. My Viking Therapeutics is up 7%, which definitely doesn't make up for the 25% in losses. My probably average negative percent. I was being sarcastic earlier, by the way, for those that aren't regulars to the channel. My soul picks are notoriously awful. Tisha said holding Matic and Algo long term so bad, so far equals bad. I mean, you should know that without having to look at Bitcoin. You don't have to look at Bitcoin for that. Damn it, my Mattel is down too. What the F? Guys, Grok gave me a bunch of bad picks. Some of these are mine. What is it? This one's down 6%. What the fuck, man? I'm really bad at stocks. Like I said, I'm good at picking them. I'm bad at holding them. So I have another chart open right here to the side. You guys can't see it. And I just simultaneously, with my peripherals, I watched a little green candle go boop right when Bitcoin went boop. It's really psyching me out. Dot and Adam too. Dude, I feel so bad for Adam. Nobody ever, like, people ask about Dot all the time. Polkadot is on the charts and whatever. Where is Adam? I don't even know what number it's at. It is number 54. Oh no. This is awful. This is such a horrible chart. Dude, if this was not a scam, I will be blown away. What happened? They still have unlocks? Oh, is this played out already? Okay, good. Ooh. Cosmos ecosystem is underperforming in terms of GitHub activity. This is awful. It's underperforming in terms of every activity. Jeez. Brennan Hilgen said bonus stream. Heck yeah, make sure you smash the like button. Jim said AMD heading for 618. Rolling over there would be so funny. It has done nothing but wreck people for a full year. I've been in Cisco for 28 years. That's crazy. Yeah, it probably would have been smart to get into that. When did Robinhood? When did Robinhood come to be? That's such a weird way of terming it. 2013. Commission-free stock and ETF trading March 2015. So like 2016, 20. Okay, that's actually really weirdly entirely correlated with retail interest in finances. Weird. It's almost like if you give people access to stuff, they'll actually utilize it. Isn't that a crazy idea? What a crazy idea. Jim said they screwed up Atom 2.0. Big reason. The token unlocks were actually less inflationary than the staking rewards, just for perspective. That sucks. That was a big one too. Atom was huge. I remember Atom being big. Sushi Swap was huge. What else, man? Pancake Swap. Actually, let's just go to CoinMarketCap historical and check out. I think it's just November 2021, but let's actually go look. Bitcoin's all-time high from last bull market, which seems so tiny now, which really puts into perspective the idea of a bull market, by the way. But last bull market, yeah, look, it's way down here. The first peak we hit was April 2021 and then November. So April and November. Let's go total 3. Total 3 was November. Okay. So auto. There we go. Thank God. That's so much faster. Okay. We're getting a little more red. 115, 391, or 393. So CoinMarketCap historical, we're going to do November 2021. And I just want to compare these. November, let's go right in the middle, 14th. Really quick, Bitcoin, let me check the chat. Brennan Hilgen said, I scooped 10 SOL at 176, praying that's bottom. Jim said, to be fair, most ecosystems that aren't Cardano, Solana, or Ethereum have been struggling. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm very grateful for Cardano. I am. And, you know, I'm sure I would have learned through the bear market if there was nothing going on. It was very obvious when, because I tried to explore other ecosystems and there was nothing going on there. And that's a shame. That's why I've never, like, once I got into the Solana ecosystem, I didn't have a problem with Solana anymore. The people are toxic on every side. There's toxic and non-toxic people in Cardano, in Ethereum, in Solana. They're everywhere. It's not just one chain. You can hyper-fixate, hyper-focus on one group of people. If you're feeling a certain way, whatever, you're not a victim. Nobody cares about your feelings. Get over yourself. Regardless, we're here to make money. Solana's ecosystem is huge. SWE is actually quite impressive, because SWE has thoroughly impressed me. Now, has the ecosystem been thriving? Doesn't really seem like it, if I'm being completely honest. Brendan said, what is your ADA entry, JJ? My entry, I could never tell you. I have no idea. When I first got in, it was probably around $1. And then I bought all the way up to 3. And then I bought all the way down to, what did we even go to? 20, 25 cents. And what's nice is that because the bear market takes so long to play out, when you DCA, which is the beauty of DCA, you do end up getting a low average no matter what, because the price was way the hell up here. I bought, and then down here, this is like my average is just becoming this number at this point, because you spent 30 seconds up here and then an hour down here. You know what I mean? Like 60 to 70% of it is way the heck down here at the lows. So my average probably, it's probably around $1. It could be around 50, 60 cents. I have no idea. There's no way I would ever be able to know, because I've on-ramped everywhere possible, especially in the early days, and moved around stuff so much. I don't think I would ever be able to calculate it. And I've been dollar cost averaging weekly for like 4 years almost. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you. My Cardano bags are not my pride and joy, actually, believe it or not. It's my Cardano natives. I've made more money with Cardano natives than anything else in my entire life ever. Besides, like, my job, and that's just because I've been working at the same place for like 11 plus years. Jim said another decent strategy is to buy when the monthly RSI finds a floor at or near 40. Okay. Supply has, okay, hold on, I gotta catch up on this Jim stuff. Solana has Adam's problem with inflation stake, though. Supply has doubled since 2021. Interesting. I'm in E-Gold despite the terrible chart, mainly because I think they can turn it around. Tishu said, if you don't know your average, how do you do the taxes? That's a good question. That is a great question, Tishu. I would have to go through and figure out all of my buys and sells at least for this past year. You know what I mean? Because normally I just export the API or whatever the hell it's called, the paperwork, and then I give it to TurboTax and they do it all for me. I just don't know the information myself. All right, where was I? Oh, we got a 4-hour candle close. It's past midnight. Let's go. Are we gonna rebound? That's a big fat volume candle. Yeah, this is such a weird dump. You know what I think is freaking me out the most? I'm an ADA guy, and ADA's only down 1.15%. Bitcoin has this giant red candle, and ADA's turning green. Freaking me out. This is not normal. Okay, historical snapshot. Look at this. I'm gonna just point out the ones that I have not heard about in forever. Polkadot, Terra fell off the face of the earth. Even Shiba. Avalanche is still relevant. Litecoin kind of fell off. Chainlink, I'm kind of underwhelmed with. Wrapped Bitcoin shouldn't even be here. It's kind of a meme. Algorand, Polygon, Crow, VeChain, ICP, Axie, Filecoin, Cosmos, Theta, FTX, oh no. Phantom, Near, Elrond, Helium, Decentraland. Tesos, I heard, had a really good day the other day. The Graph, Monero, EOS, PancakeSwap, there it is, Aave, Loopring, Flow, Clayton, awful name by the way, Kusama, IOTA, Neo, there's Chili's, interesting, Big BSV, Cadena, Thorchain, Quaint. So all of these, I would just go from 50 up. Most of these are irrelevant. They have completely fallen off the face of the earth as far as relevancy is concerned. And that's not me trying to be like a frat boy, being like, oh, you're not even relevant. Like, genuinely haven't heard about them, haven't heard other people talk about them. They're not mentioned in passing. They're not asked about. They're not, I don't know, they're not making their way into other echo chambers. Brennan said, yeah, ADA is freaking me out. LOL, only lost 3-ish cents over 24 hours. It's weird, dude. It's really weird. Jim said, good to see you, HQZ. Where's HQZ? Oh, there you are. Oh, you guys had a whole conversation while I was gone. Tishu said, yep, average. Jim said Turbo is great. Oh, I love TurboTax. Dude, I was a Tax Act person for the longest time, and then I was like, screw TurboTax, because I'm like a brand loyalist. I'm sure you guys are aware. But I was like, screw TurboTax. I'm not going to use TurboTax. That's stupid. And then I used it one year, and I was like, why have I not been using this the whole time? I was pissed because it was so easy. It literally like cut my time down by like 90%. It was so all of the stuff was like auto imported, and I just had to like verify. I'm like, this is so great. TurboTax is, and they could literally increase the price to like, they could ask for 10% of my tax return, and I'd be like, yep, I don't care. And that's a lot of money. But the amount of time and bullcrap that I save from doing that, dude, just take it. They've earned it. Don't actually take that though. I will start to question things if you start to take too much money. HQZ said, how's the market looking? JJ hit me with a 20-second summary. Bitcoin dump. We know why. Confused. Alt's holding up really well. Bear trap? Question mark. Or geopolitical event? Question mark. Smash the like button. Tyler said, says freaking me out again, and you're gay. You said it first, bro. Tishu said, interesting though. I expected that would be the answer. Just export CVI transaction to tax software. Yeah, whatever. Is that what it's called, CVI? Tyler said, haha. So you know what's really annoying about that the tax stuff is there's a million different ways to do it, and the first like year or two, it never worked. You'd import it, and I don't know if you just have too many transactions or something. They're like, "Oh, this isn't working," and it's like they're acting like it's all cute and bubbly. They're like, "Uh-oh, we have a problem. You're gonna have to submit all of your transactions manually." And I'm like, "What? I can't do that." Do you have any idea how many transactions I have? So that was annoying, but HQZ said, "Hey Jim, I also think Turbo is great." Oh, that's cute. Jim said someone thinks it's tether dumping Bitcoin to be Genius Act compliant. They already said they're releasing a US only version of Tether. Doubtful they're dumping Bitcoin. HQZ said, "Oh, I thought you were talking about the coin Turbo." What was he talking about? Was he talking about something else? Tishu said, "A few years ago, I couldn't sleep on dumps. Now I'm so sleepy, I'll decide later on what to do night." Take it easy, Tishu. Appreciate you for stopping by. Smash the like button. Tom Selects Goat said, "How about the government just tells me what I owe and we don't have to do our taxes, right? Shouldn't it be automatically done?" That's one of my favorite memes is the one where they're like, you owe us money. And the guy's like, "Well, how much do I owe you?" And they're like, "Well, we know, but we're not going to tell you. You have to figure it out." And he's like, "Okay, what if I get it wrong?" They're like, "Well, then you go to jail." It's like, "Well, then why don't you just tell me?" He's like, "No, you have to just figure it out. You tell us what you owe us, and if it's right, then you won't go to jail." That's literally how taxes work, and it's the weirdest, most backward shit I've ever heard of. Um, alt season HQZ said maybe some of that will flood into alts, right? Joseph said some big whales moving cheap coins, probably taking profits, but the cheap coins aren't dumping either, though. That's what's really weirding me out. Look at Farcoin's up 1.26%. Farcoin's green right now. Everything else is down. Pinlink is dumping a little bit like it should be. Everything else though, Bitcoin's down 2.5%. Everything else is down 2.5% or less. And that doesn't happen. Bitcoin normally drags everything down with it. CSV, not CVS. Did I say CVS? what was said? CSI? CVI. Nobody said CVS. Nobody said CVS. You have to export the CSI Miami and plug it into the Law and Order SVU. Comma separated values. Whoa, you just blew my mind. Jim said they want a fiatless system, witnessing the end game over the next 10 years, in my opinion. Whoa. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fruity time. I want to know, genuinely. Actually, I'm gonna ask Rock. Clean slate. What would happen if all of the known Satoshi Nakamoto wallets dumped all of their Bitcoin at one time? I just want to know, like, would it actually send the price to zero? Because he's got a lot of Bitcoin. If all blah blah blah, price crash, sudden influx of 1.1 million Bitcoin, roughly 5% of the total supply, would overwhelm market liquidity. Exchanges would see massive sell orders, likely causing Bitcoin's price to plummet by potentially by 50% or more in hours, depending on the market depth and buyer response. For context, Bitcoin's market cap is 1.3 trillion. Sell off, okay. 70 billion sell off, okay. Market panic. The news of Satoshi's wallets moving, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I just want to know immediately, like, if it's 50% drawdown, that's not as bad as I would have imagined, but still quite interesting. Definitely interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this, guys. Tishu said, "Yep, it was me." Tom said, literally the comment above mine, Tishu said CVS. Are you not reading the chat? What did he say? Wait. He did say CVS. There's got to be some kind of psychological thing happening where I don't see Tishu. I stopped reading at some big whales move cheap coins. And then I guess the CVS all caps caught my eyes. We have to get to the bottom of this. Why am I missing T-Stew's chats? Dang. That's crazy. Walgreens is greater than CVS. I don't mind CVS though. CVS is like, I like CVS, I think, because it still feels like the 90s. So when I go in there, I get like a little nostalgic. Joseph said, that's probably what will happen. CVS closing down locations. Don't say that. I like CVS, dude. Get out of here. JJ bad chat reader. There's too many of you guys now. We have to lower our subscriber count. Jim said, given how much the entire intelligence community hates Monero, not surprised. Easier to hide cash, harder to hide stables. Yeah. Jim said, probably doesn't need news. Break out to the downside, gap filled as the target. Philly said, what the F? What the F indeed, Philly? What the F indeed? The ultimate question, what the F? I'm not entirely sure. You know what's gonna be sick is if Bitcoin just like autofills this entire candle. Billy said, I didn't see this. I didn't get notified of emergency stream. That was funny. Let's go take a look at Tezos, because I heard, oh, they did have a decent spike. Good for them. I feel a little patronizing when I do that, but look at that. Wow. Wow. It went from 90 to $1. Billy said, next time, text me. Jim said, Philly was late. He's the dumper. It's obvious now. Son of a bitch. Brendan Hilgan said, yes, 90 CVS walk-in. Beg your mom for a Wonder Ball while she gets her film developed, or else she buys a magazine. You remember when people bought magazines? It's so weird that they still sell magazines. And what drives me crazy even more is that magazines are like $25. Why? Who is justifying $25 for a stack of paper with ink in it? I can literally read your magazine for free on the internet, or get even better, like more curated content for free everywhere else. It just blows my mind. I actually like magazines, genuinely. I will never purchase one from a store though. Not unless it's like, I would spend like $5 on a magazine, max. And it's got to have something that I really, really want to read in it, or it's got to look cool. You know, there's got to be something. Like, I remember getting PC Gamer magazine back in the day. That one was sick. Anything to do with gaming, really. Guns were really cool. Hunting magazines were pretty awesome. But they're expensive, dude. They're ridiculously expensive. It blows my mind that they still exist. Bitcoin is confused. It's confusing me. Nobody knows what's going on, including Bitcoin itself. Let's refresh our liquidation heat map. Make sure you guys smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Brendan Hilgan said sneak peek at the swimsuit mags. You just have to subscribe to oh shoot, what's it called? Not JC Penney. JC Penney. Victoria's Secret. JC Penney. Dude, JCPenney magazine. That's good. That's a good one. 115.089. And below that, I guess we'll go to the bottom one right here. 114.0803. Okay, that's pretty close. We'll go to the further one too, just in case. I'm gonna go to this really far down one. 114.232. Top Select Code said, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, another legend. 2 in 1 week. Ozzy and Hulk Hogan. Cheers. Sneak peek at the swimsuit mags. You bought 5,000 Bitcoins for $15. Raw, dude. Billy said, when my classmates were, I was buying computing magazine. Who was doing that stuff in the classroom, Philly? What the hell? HQZ said back before everyone had the internet, or even when we had slow dial-up, magazines were always there, waiting to get their pages fingered. Tishu said, there he goes, filtering me again, sigh. I'm not buying any Bitcoin unless I see a 50% up. I didn't go up that far, that's why. Dave said, is Trump putting tariffs on another country? We're not sure. Philly said Tezos. Jim said, why'd you do it, Philly? 5,000 Bitcoin all at once. Philly said, I dumped my 15 bucks worth. Drummer said, what the F, $25? Tishu said, I'm not buying any Bitcoin unless I see a 50% dump from the high. Good or bad strategy? I feel like 50% dump is bear market territory. But maybe that's bad. I don't know. Billy said, the magazines have nice tits. I'm all in. You had tits on your magazine? A new deli in Philly is opening up called Hulk Hoagie. Dave said, hunting and outdoor magazines were the bomb back in the day. Dude, I remember everyone borrowing everyone else's, what was it called? It was called like the guidebook for the Pokemon Game Boy games, or like Zelda or something. One person would have, because those were expensive. Those were actually like 20 bucks. And your parents never bought them for you. There would be one kid whose parents bought them, and then everyone, he would have like a queue, and everyone would borrow it from everybody. I'd be like, hey man, can I borrow the Pokemon Gold guidebook? He'd be like, yeah, you got to get it from Alex next week. You know, he's done with it on Friday or so. And he would legit like schedule it, and nobody paid for anything. We had like a network for a one book library. And it worked, dude. It worked. I definitely held on to a couple of them. But I made sure I got it last. The pages were like destroyed. There was like important stuff missing. And Brendan Hilgan said in class is some crazy F banging. That's disgusting. Dude, that's so messed up. Jim said, since Bitcoin is a stock and most stocks perform, a 50% retrace is a health correction. Sure. What? 50%? Bitcoin does like 20. 50 or more for Bitcoin is like bear market in my opinion. I could be totally wrong though. I guess I don't pay as much attention to Bitcoin as I probably should. We got 17 people watching, guys. Don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you for being here. Subscribe if you are new. If you are new, every day at 7:50 p.m. EST, we do the daily close contest. There's a chance for you to win up to $100. Today, our winner was Tishu. Not Tishu. Today, our winner was Index, and he won $15, actually. Our second monetary winner of the year. He matched the first 6 digits of Bitcoin for his guess, and he did not go over with his guess, so very exciting stuff. He has yet to get back to me. Dave said I had a subscription to High Times. Not anymore. Dude, High Times was a good one. We got High Times for a little while. I don't remember why. But I remember seeing all the ads in the back for like medical marijuana grow schools. And I was like, I'm going to go do this. I totally should have, dude. When they legalized it, people made so much money. I could have made so much money growing. Ridiculous. Brennan Hilgan said I had to use one of those magazines to find all the Skeletas and Zelda. I had to use them to get through the freaking caves in Pokemon, dude. The ice caves were ridiculous. Tishu said, I think it's good. I'm mitigating risk. Sure, buying here. Might make some gains, but how much higher can it go versus how much can it dump? Yeah, you get me? See, I'm the opposite, though. I'm thinking longer term. It can go up infinitely. It can only go to 0 if it goes down. Does that make sense? Like, if it goes to 300K, you're getting a 3x. If it goes to 0, you're getting a minus 1x. Does that make sense? 1 or minus 1 is significantly less than 3. JJ, man. What are you guys talking about? Island Steve said, what's your low call here? 114? I'm looking for 112 actually. If we're gonna pull back, if we're gonna break through this, we're going to 112. I think the previous all-time high. It's gonna fill the CME gap at least. That's what Jim's been saying. He's all about filling that cavernous gap. HQZ said it was a piloting mag, Philly. Philly said High Times Magazine about climbing. Jim said, as long as the government keeps dodging deflation, you'll be fine. Tishu said, nah, I'm good. Got Bitcoin at 50K. Been holding since and took some profits here and there. Tom Selleck's Goat said it's going up forever. Tishu Island Steve said, thanks, makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't even have to go that far, though. 115 is going to be a nice psychological support, but if it does break, then I'm fully expecting 112. 112 would also be kind of healthy. What happened is and I think I pointed this out just the other week, because we got resistance at this old all-time high, and then we blasted straight through it and went straight up. And then we kind of lingered, and we established this little trading zone. It makes sense for us to go back and retest that in order to continue higher. Philly, I'm not going to read your chats about fingering people. I'm not. I'm going to get put on a list. Bitcoin 115, 180. Alts really aren't reacting. It's freaking me out how alts do not care about Bitcoin dumping. You said Tom reminds me of the song from Little Bubble. Tom said a good portion of my childhood was renting old WrestleMania videos from Blockbuster. Dude, I spent so much time in Videomation was our local place, and then we had Movie Gallery. We did not have a local Blockbuster. There was a Family Video across the state in Port Huron. Port Huron's like at the edge of the thumb. That just shut down like a couple years ago. Blew my mind that it was still open. And the building is still there. It has all the same colors and everything. It looks very nostalgic. I want to go to there's a Blockbuster Airbnb. Like legit. If this is still around when I get married, I'm gonna highly suggest that we honeymoon here, because this looks freaking awesome. A Blockbuster Airbnb. I don't know. It's too cool, man. This is too cool. Definitely want to check that out at one point in my life. Jim said even gold sold up 30% in 2008. Movie Gallery kicks Blockbuster's ass, in my opinion. Yeah. Yes. Blockbuster had the franchise factor, though. You know what cracks me up is they had the opportunity to buy Netflix. The last Blockbuster for real is in Bend, Oregon. Yeah. Blockbuster lost their mind. I ain't rewinding shit. Tom Selleck's said it's Sailor's quote from an interview, but the song you're talking about is people who use fiat as a store of value. We call them poor. We call them poor. What did he say recently that like was badass quote? I think he said Bitcoin is something like Bitcoin is the end game, or Bitcoin is the profit taking, something like that. It was such a good quote. Bitcoin is the strategy. I don't know. No, that one sounds a little too cliche. They asked him about selling to take profits or something like that. That's what he said. He said Bitcoin is the exit strategy. Ooh, that was the greatest Sailor quote I think I've ever heard. Like, he's got a lot of good ones. He's got a lot of bangers. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. That one is like timeless, dude. So good. let's see. Everything's still really slowly grinding down. Bitcoin's 2.71. I don't know what to do, man. Tishu said, yep, he said it's going up forever, Laura. Jim said Sailor is starting to expand market strategies offerings. Curious to see if he overextends again like in 2021. Tom Selleck said, I worked for Blockbuster in college and they could have bought Netflix, yes, for $50 million. It would have been one of the best purchases in history of business deals, but would they have fumbled the bag and ruined Netflix? Dave said, I'm seeing the real dirty side of the cabal right now. They're literally using content from another project, calling their own. Oh, the projects have been doing that for forever. Billy said, JJ, does your bounce prediction of 175 Solana still stand? Where's Solana? Yeah, yes, it does. It would be right around 175 if, obviously, if Bitcoin cooperates. There is immense support here. But let's see, we had resistance, and we used double bottom support on the blue line, which the blue line is the upper trend line from this really big trend that we were in, which we broke out of to get new all-time highs. You get the point. The blue line is really high confluence. But you got your double bottom support from your blue line, and then you use that to break above, retest, confirm, and continue. Resistance at 184, little curl back, midpoint liquidity pullback, and broke above again. Resistance at 200. It danced around above 200 for a quick second, came back down. This ended up being support at 184, and then you broke below, and now you're at 176 right now, testing that purple trend line. And the purple trend line is very new. There's the confluence there is 2 resistance and 1 support, so it's not huge. If it does break, you could go to 167 and then retest midpoint break, maybe one of those. But obviously, I don't know. It depends on what the market does. If we're getting a black swan right now, which I have no idea if we are or aren't. I don't even think Bitcoin knows what's going on. But that's definitely going to affect the market. Jim said Sailor strategy and MicroStrategy always will be. Is MicroStrategy. Always will be. The day they get bored of MicroStrategy's offerings, Bitcoin will definitely be the exit strategy. Philly said, Tom Selleck, what's it worth today? Tom said only 500 billion. What are you talking about? Oh, Netflix? Yeah, dude. I can't believe they fumbled that. How do you fumble that? And I think it was literally from a place of pride. They were like, we don't want to buy your stupid Netflix. That's not going to be worth anything in a month. And then they went out of business. So, pride. Tishu said previous bulls have seen a 25% pullback, so we could see 90K Bitcoin. If it repeats, I'll buy there. I am losing my voice. Oh boy. 25% pullback. Let's see, 25%. There we go. Yeah, you're right, 90K. Dang, okay. I'll take it. Jim said, like I said, 91K CMA gap. Oh, Jim, no, now suddenly Jim believes in the CMA gap again. Let's see. We got one at 20K, Jim, remember? You guys are below 100K Bitcoin. Get out of my chat. Oh, man. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys for being here. Couldn't leave you guys hanging, but I am probably going to call it a night because I do still have a day job. I got to go mine some fiat, and I've been going for over an hour, and Bitcoin has done absolutely nothing since I got back on. Hopefully it just rebounds as soon as I get off, and then I would rather be mad about missing the bounce than mad about missing the dump, the continued dump. So let's see. Tishu said, give or take, not exactly 25%, could be 20 to 30. Jim said, nobody wanted to listen when we left the gap at 74K. Guess what? Filled her up. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, guys, as always, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for being here. Smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you're new. I might not be here for the daily close tomorrow because I believe I'm going to the fair. Because Saturday and it's going to rain and Sunday it's not there anymore. So, but we'll see. Regardless, I will do a stream tomorrow no matter what. I appreciate you guys. Bitcoin might be bouncing here, which would be pretty sick. Regardless, have a good night. Love y'all. Smash the like button, subscribe, and good night.